What's up, YouTube? This is my 2023 Christmas special. I am going to be doing a review of the best and worst Christmas apps, ones to find and ones to stay away from this Christmas season. So if you go on the App Store and you type in Christmas, you're going to be bombarded with all these apps. A lot of them are gimmicky, like the countdown or little trivia things, but I just wanted to take a look at a couple of them and see if any of them are worthwhile, because at face value it doesn't look like any of them are. But the first one I took a look at was Holiday Home 3D. I loved the thumbnail, so I was drawn in. So immediately it lived up to the on-app description pretty much right away. It's like a point and click, really basic. Like maybe if you're a little kid you'd like this, but the first thing you're hit in the face with is
Truth Detector. Have you ever had a girlfriend?
Yes, I have.
That's right, the ongoing theme is that all of these apps are littered with ads. The point-and-click gameplay reminds me of the Fisher-Price kids PC games. I think it might have been Windows 98, where basically the gameplay consists of you click on something and something happens. You click on the shampoo and the shampoo goes on the dog. The same thing is happening here. It's a point-and-click game where you click something and something happens. It's very simple. They're not reinventing the wheel, but this is obviously a game that's intended for children. I would recommend it to children if they wanted to give it a try, up until a certain part, which I'll get to in a second. This game consists of some very simple point-and-click mindless mini-games, which could potentially be fun, like this one, where you're cleaning the snow out of your yard, which reminded me, does anybody remember of Kids Gap Snow Day, the PC game? I know I'm going back to the PC, but I grew up with this game. This came from Gap, like you get this, I think, shopping for Christmas. My mom got this for me, and they had mini games like the matching here, or the snowboarding. But this reminded me of the snow shovel mini game, where you got to clean up the yard. It's like Pac-Man. You're shoveling, being chased by snowmen, but then you use the snowblower, not unlike this mini game that we just played, to eat up all the snowmen. Weird flashback that gave me. And that is pretty much where it ends, because when you get to this mini game, you can tap anything on the screen. I know it wants you to tap that nail. Nothing happens. So the game ends 5 minutes in. 0 out of 10, would not recommend, even to children. The next game I looked at was something a little more simple and a little more playable, and it's called Christmas Trivia Quiz. This is exactly as advertised. Pretty simple questions about Christmas. It's a fun little game. Questions are really simple, but some of them are a little funny, I thought. Like, I think everybody would know something like this. Dr. Seuss wrote How the Grinch Stole Christmas. But what's called a milk punch? Like, I know it would be eggnog, because eggnog is similar to milk, but I've literally never heard anybody call eggnog milk punch. There's that one and another one that's going to be coming up in a second that was a little weird. Most of these are normal, everyday Christmas questions, but I thought that was funny. And the thing is, when I got to level 2, the second level, I actually got one wrong. So I can't say that it's just this simple game for kids only, when I'm actually screwing up almost immediately. So they're right here. Pigs in a blanket. I thought that was like croissants wrapped around, like the little, like the breaded hot dogs. I didn't think it had to do with bacon, but that's the quiz for you. A couple weird questions, but this one I wouldn't say I had fun with, but I could see how somebody could have fun with it, especially if it's somebody who's just learning about Christmas. So I actually do recommend this game. I would give this a solid 5 out of 10. It's good for a quick laugh. This next app was more of an actual game. It was called Christmas Sweeper 3 Match 3. Very weird name aside. This was actually pretty fun. You get to choose to play as either Santa or a reindeer. Doesn't make much of a difference, but I think it's cute, and it's a puzzler. It kind of reminds me of something like Columns, not really that same gameplay, but you see a lot of these on the App Store, the flip it around. I've never played Candy Crush, but it looks to be that kind of vibe of a game. I actually had a lot of fun with this one. This is the first one of the 3 that I went back to after recording the footage. It was actually pretty fun. If you're into puzzlers and you've played a lot of these, this might be too simplistic for you. But if you're somebody like me and doesn't play a lot of puzzlers, this might be something new for you. I would give this game a solid 7 out of 10, and I would recommend. The next app, if you have followed Christmas apps in the past, you would know it's a fan favorite, and that's Elf Yourself, the photo app where you use your own photos to create a Christmas video, dance video of some sort featuring your faces on elves. Now, you take a picture of your choice, you fit it to fit the mold, and then it'll put it into this format, whichever pictures you want. And then you can customize, you can add messages, you can choose between different dances. They change it up a little bit every single year, because I think my first time hearing about this was years ago, probably 8 Christmases ago. So Elf Yourself has kept it fresh by updating it every year, and you're always guaranteed a somewhat creepy final product that's always good for a laugh. Elf Yourself is getting old and it's always a little bit cringe, but I still gotta give this a 100 out of 10. I gotta recommend it for everybody to use at least once, especially if you have family that hasn't seen it yet. Make a video and send it to them. It's guaranteed for a laugh on Christmas Day. With this next app, you guys are in for a treat. I want you to feast your eyes on a game called Santa Christmas Infinite Track. Now, those 4 words I never thought would be used together, but this is the loading screen, and the graphic design is just off the charts here, folks. So you play as Santa, you have unlocked and locked reindeer that you can choose from, as well as sleighs, and it's a racer. And basically, just to sum it up, both the controls, the gameplay, and the audio, I'm just gonna play an unedited clip right now.
Jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse.
So that pretty much sums up the game. You can obviously avoid the wall, but the collision is bad, the controls are bad, pretty much most of the game is bad, but I will say it was kind of funny. There's no speed. I don't think I've ever played a racing game this slow before. Pretty boring stuff. I would recommend it if you're just trying to get a laugh, or maybe on Christmas Day if you have a little cousin that's annoying you and you got games on your phone. Yeah, play this one. And also I want to show off this save right here. I mean, this is some Dominic Toretto type stuff. So I mean, just look at that. I actually impressed myself with that. So I feel like that made me raise my final score of this game a little bit, was that save. And that brings it to a 3 out of 10. It's funny, but it's not really playable. The last game that I'm going to look at is Santa Christmas Runner Sim 3D. As you could probably tell, this is a Subway Surfer Infinite Runner clone. This game serves its purpose. I mean, it's not doing anything that you haven't seen before, but it is fun, and that is the name of the game. With apps and getting you to download them, I think you could spend some time playing this game. And one thing that you can't say about a lot of these apps is that the ads don't make this game unplayable. Like, it's definitely a serviceable game with ads. I would give it a 6 out of 10. It's nothing special, but it's a decent game. In conclusion, if you take one thing away from this video, it's that the best game featured in this video is Gap Kid Snow Day. If you can, play it. If you can't, I don't know. I mean, it's really old. You're not going to find a copy. But anyways, this was the 2023 Christmas app review. got me in the Christmas spirit, and I hope it did the same for you guys. I want everybody to have a Merry Christmas and have fun playing those apps.